So you got this, sister that's kind of pointing out something about why, a lot of sisters are kind of behind other groups of women in the area of marriage. Let's roll that.
There's a reason why majority of Black women are behind in the dating game, behind in the marital game. They're not getting married and they cannot secure, or they have not been securing men who provide. And the main reason why is honestly speaking, it's first societal programming, and second, the way that we raise our children, which is why I encourage every Black woman that's watching this video, even if you made mistakes and you already have children, be the person that breaks the pattern in the family, especially in regards to the selection of men. Let's be honest. Women who are of other cultures, as white women, Middle Eastern women, Asian women, they are taught to target and date and pursue men who are providers, someone or a man who has something to offer. Because in those cultures, when the father gives their daughter away to that man, they don't have the expectation in their mind that their daughter is going to have to struggle, work hard, work double shifts. They feel like, we're giving our precious flower away to you. Here she is. Make sure you take good care of her and make sure you're able to provide for her. But in the Black community, we're taught different. We're taught to date someone just because you like them. Oh, he's not working. It's okay, girl. Girl, hold him down. Hold him down. He doesn't have much going on. Hold him down. Just work it out. Stick it out. We're kind of taught that struggle narrative, of hard work and hard labor. And we're taught, but why would you be doing hard labor if you have a man present that you are in a relationship with? That's the difference. And there was a point in time I was working in a luxury firm. Luxury firm was predominantly a Caucasian luxury firm. And, we would have girl talk, like all the associates, like it was really chill vibes. We would all like sit down in the lunchroom and just talk about like girl stuff. Everyone's dating someone new, catching up. And I noticed that the Caucasian women in there and the Middle Eastern women in there and even the Latin women in there, their first question when anyone in our group was dating a man, their first question was, okay, what does he do for a living? That was always the first question. It wasn't, do you like him? Do you love him? Does he treat you nicely? No, that was never the first question. And as I grew up and I matured, it totally dawned on me. And I'm like, no wonder they are so far economically with marriages and with relationships, because the first thing that they look at is financial security. Black women, on the other hand, that is not the first thing that they look at unless they're from African cultures. African women are totally different when it comes to American women as far as how they date. That man has to be, if they're going to check bank statements before the marriage is even legalized, they're going to check bank statements. That's how it is in Africa. So props to African women. They have that on lock as far as Black women. But it dawned on me and I'm like, this is the problem. Like, this is it right here. Why are African American women not vetting men properly? Why aren't they choosing men who are educated? Why are they not looking for men who have something to offer? Why are they looking for men that they have to work with or slave with? Majority of the African American women that I know that are highly educated, hyper educated, they take care of their husbands. Their husbands are house husbands. And I've seen that trend. And when I was a kid, I knew it wasn't right. When I was younger, I knew it didn't make sense.
Well, I can agree with her, because just by talking to different people of different communities and seeing their mindset, even the men as well, is that no, the sisters aren't really taught to look at provision like that. And the one big reason why is that the single parent household has been very detrimental to the Black community. It really has. And your father would tell you, hey, you need to find out what this guy do for a living. Why? Because a father doesn't want his daughter struggling, right? For one. Two, if the father's not around for whatever the reason, hey, I know her husband got her. I don't have to worry about my daughter. We good. I can vacation. I can do whatever. We're not worrying about her because he can provide and put her in a good place to stay. He can make sure they eat right, the kids, everything is right with this man, right? So in our community, that's not looked at too much, except in the extreme. Now, what I mean by the extreme? Athletes, musicians, rappers, etc., right? Rich people, those people, they all want them. But the average woman is not going to get some person that's rich. What you need to look at is, I need to get a working class guy who does very well. And I need to look at that, right? So what you should be asking a guy on a first date, what does he do for a living? Sisters, you need to know that. If he says he's an engineer, like, oh, you're an engineer. What kind of engineer are you? And find out what kind of engineer he is. And it's nothing wrong with you looking up the median income of that particular engineer, right? It's not to say that you're being a gold digger. No, because I don't believe it's gold digging to find out what you do for a living. Because see, in this community, it's kind of taught where if a woman kind of asks what you do for a living, oh, she's trying to be a gold digger. That's not being a gold digger, because she's not asking you for a dime. She just has to see, if I get involved with you and if we was to get married, can I depend on you to take care of me and the baby or babies, etc. If you can't even take care of your freaking self, you live with your mammy, you don't have a car, I need to know that as a woman, because then I'm going to be relegated to your mammy house too. And no, I want my own house. My kids need to be in their own spot, their own cars, right? Do you make enough to provide cars? Do you make enough where if I choose to be a stay-at-home mom, I can do that? Or if you want me to be a stay-at-home mom, you can afford for me to stay home to raise the kids at least until they go to school all day. At least. Because just my personal opinion, you ladies that just want to work so bad, but I think that you should stay home with your children at least till they go to school all day. And then when they go to school all day, this is my opinion, I think that you should work by choice, not by necessity. And if you work by choice, you need to make sure that you're off of work before the kids get out of school. That way you can pick them up. They can always be home with their mama. But once again, if a man can provide, then that is a reality. And one thing I know about women love having that choice. Trust me, it's a difference when a woman works because she has to work or the bills won't get paid because she's with a 50-50 man versus a woman with a man that can provide and she's working because she wants to. And if she go home complaining about the job, her husband's like, okay, to quit that job then. What you still there for? Why are you there? And the woman can go to work and say, yeah, my husband told me to quit today, because they just not doing X, Y, Z. And I told him, man, I'll give it another week or so. If they keep up, I'll quit. Trust me, those other women who's with those 50-50 men, they trust and want to be those women. That they don't have to work. They work because they want to. And they quit anytime they get good and ready. And if they want to take off 6 months, a year, if they never want to go back to work, they can. Trust me, I don't know no woman that don't want to be in that position with their man. All of them want to be that. They want to work by choice. But the only way you're going to get to be in that position, ladies, is that on that first date, you find out what he do for a living. And men, when they ask you that question, it's not a gold digger question because she needs to know. Just like if you have a daughter, wouldn't you want your daughter to be with a man that can provide for your daughter and your grandkids? Sure you would. I want that, right? I wouldn't want my daughter with some freaking scrub that don't do anything. I want her with a man that's accomplished, a man that's making his money legally. That's what I want. So she ain't gonna be knocking on the door asking me all the time, Dad, you got $500 for what? Oh, well, the light bill came in and this and that. Like, well, what he at? Oh, well, he don't really work much. Like, no. No. You want your daughter to be with a man that can provide. So there's nothing wrong with that. Always ask that question. And always if you are, all this I'm just dating. I don't like the term dating because to me, dating is supposed to be a prelude to relationship. Relationship is a prelude to engagement, prelude to marriage. What you talking about? You're dating. Oh, I'm just dating to see how it is. No, you're not dating. You're just meeting up with people, having lunch and screwing. That's not a date to me. It's not. If you were looking for a family, let that be up front on the first date. Say, hey, I'm not out here just to be dating people and no, I'm actually looking to form a relationship and get married. And if it scares the guy off, great. It's good he gone because he don't need to waste your time. If he want the same thing, you saying that won't bother him. You won't scare him off because that's what he's looking for. But marriage should be the priority. Other groups prioritize marriage. In this community, we don't. And that's why our community is suffering the way it is economically and everywhere else. In this country for hundreds and hundreds of years, we were married. Even after slavery, we were married. You look at us today, we're not getting married, and look at how horrible our community is in the area of family, economics, etc. We need to get back to what we were, at least even during the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and even the 80s, marrying people in the community. Marriage is how you build generational wealth and have stable families.